Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I have finally watched Terrifier 2, and it's a strong recommendation from me. Art the Clown is truly disgusting. Terrifier 2 is, truly disgusting. It is absolutely unbelievable. But this is a really good throwback of a film. And I tweeted this out pretty much straight away, was that the opening of this film is utterly disgusting. Strong recommendation from me. And it is. So this all comes from the mind of Damien Leone. This individual wrote, directed, edited, produced Terrifier 2, which coincidentally on Wikipedia has the most interesting title I've heard for a film. An American splatter slasher film. I've never heard of a film being a splatter slasher, but now I hear it. Yeah, you can't unhear it. This film has absolutely smashed the box office. It truly has. I mean, this had a budget of $250,000. And this, I mean, again, the budget's box office takings well over $11 million now. And this is the beauty of these kind of horror films. Yeah, sure, it's not mass marketable, but it has mass appeal. There are so many horror fans out there that want a good throwback, and this is a bit of an 80s throwback, which you can kind of see in the musical choices that they have running throughout the film. I mean, there's an extended sequence where you have The Midnight playing, which was great for me to hear, as they're a band I personally really enjoy. Side note, got tickets to see them. But again, it's this sort of retro throwback, and it befits the lower budget. Everything is crafted around this sort of budget, retro throwback, and it all feels much more cohesive as a result of it. So we follow Lauren Lavera's character, Sienna Shaw, and Jonathan, her brother, played by Elliot Fulham, and their late father had essentially predicted what was going to happen in this film, but also predicted and revealed to us, I guess, more of an origin. The backstory of Art the Clown is revealed in this. So, just full blown, we're going to go spoilers now. I want to talk to you about spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it, go out and watch this film. It's a very good film. If you have seen it, I'd love to hear what you think. But we're going to talk spoilers now. So, we open with Art the Clown being resurrected. So, he's resurrected and he goes on straight away on a mass murder killer spree. But then we also get introduced to the pale girl, who looks exactly like Art the Clown, is dressed like Art the Clown, just obviously a young girl, who we later find out in a journal that Sienna's and Jonathan's father had kept was basically a family member of circus performers, especially well-known mimes. So it looks actually like this young girl is literally a family member of Art the Clown. Circus performers, mimes, so on and so forth. But what is really telling is that Sienna's father in the story had seen visions and sketched it out. And one of them was this character that Sienna essentially dresses up as. Great actress as well, by the way. Great actress. Not like great acting, but good actress for this, and quite was interested to kind of watch around. Really had good screen presence and quite attractive. But she dresses up as this sort of cosplay warrior princess character. But in the sketch, she's holding Satan's head, which was way back in the sort of anthology show where Art the Clown was first introduced. So there's this sort of roundabout way of telling that Art the Clown had made a deal with the devil, essentially. That's what it is seemingly revealing to everyone. Because right at the end of the film, Sienna hacks off Art the Clown's head. So this sort of premonition actually reveals to us the core origin, what I believe anyway, the core origin of Art the Clown. It's a really good film. It's distributed by Bloody Disgusting, supposedly, anyway, from what I can tell. I'm really pleasantly surprised with these sort of low budget horror films coming out now. You can watch this film over on YouTube for £1.99, so a couple of dollars, and it's well worth it. I did sit down to watch this, and I was like, "Oof, this is a long film. This is not. I'm going to get really bored of this." But I didn't at all. It's not great pacing, but the kills keep you as interested as you possibly can with a film like this. And the kills are absolutely brutal and disgusting. And Art the Clown is both funny, terrifying, and really oddly charismatic. So you want to keep watching. There's an extended sequence in a fancy dress shop where sort of Sienna's character's being served, turns around, sees Art, turns back to see Art, turns. It's this constant backwards and forwards, and each time Art the Clown is wearing a different thing on his face, and it makes you want to watch it. It's very, very funny, but also gross, captivating. It's just the prosthetic work that they used on this was absolutely amazing, and yeah, the fact that they went there with some of the kills was just horrendous. I mean, watching someone be scalped and eyes being ripped off, acid and stuff, it's truly disgusting, and really is befitting that title, American splatter slasher. But it's these kind of films that we don't get very often. They are low budget. They aren't really supported very much. Well, they are. This was supported a lot. But in terms of like the broader market and being in a lot of theatres and things like that, although this did go to theatres, we don't often see it, but we should, because there is a huge market for these things. And you know what? I'm really amazed that it had as low a budget as it did. I mean, $250,000 is not much for the amount of prosthetic work that was involved in this. They really did an absolutely amazing job with the prosthetics, and very much reminded me of The Thing. And I know some people probably hear that and go, "Oh, that's absolutely sacrilege. How can you compare it?" Genuinely, some of that stuff very reminiscent of The Thing, in terms of how the prosthetics work. You know, the bodies being smashed to pieces. It was very, very, very good prosthetics, and I can't get over that. I mean, you know, a slasher film like this is made or broken on its effects, and too often now when Hollywood gets involved, it's all CGI because it's easier. Just film it, and we'll edit it in post. No worries. This is all practical stuff, and yeah, it's cheaper. It is physically a cheaper film, but it's so much better to watch than these overhyped, mass-produced horrors that we get from Hollywood, where they just utilise CGI. So I really enjoyed this film. I'll be very intrigued to see what happens next if they choose to continue this. I'm sure they will, because this made so much money. I mean, they're laughing all the way to the bank. But Art the Clown being killed, his head being cut off, and the pale girl taking Art the Clown's head away at the end. It's interesting. Maybe he will be resurrected again. Maybe now the pale girl will continue. Who knows? It'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. But if you've seen it, let me know what you think. Yeah, I'll be very, very intrigued.